Indoor gust of wind. On a white wall in a corner, there is a hole that blows air. The left wall extends for a few inches till it reaches a piece of wood that frames a window. The right wall extends a few more inches before it reaches a wooden shelf. There are a multitude of plants on these shelves and a plant in the corner as well. I'll admit, not being able to discuss the piece and keeping it a secret has been very difficult. I get that butterfly feeling in my stomach every time someone walks near the piece, anticipating being able to talk about it with them. I can tell that they notice the humming and can feel the air, but some don't think anything of it. They just continue about their business as usual. When they're standing at the register to make their purchase, I just want to ask if they noticed anything, but then it would ruin it, so I have to keep it zipped up. There's a wide mix of customers that come into my store, so I've begun trying to figure out if there are patterns between those that notice and those that don't. So far, there is no correlation, but I'll keep testing my theory. It's the only thing I can do to keep myself from ruining the surprise. Long story short, it is challenging, but I have loved being able to hear the unique perspectives that my customers have. Throughout the next 10 minutes or so, I noticed her leaning close to the left wall in the corner and adjusting her hair behind her ears to listen. I knew she could hear the humming. She proceeded to walk closer to the wall. I could see her curiosity. At this point, she could also hear and feel the slight breeze from the air coming from the hole. She put her finger on the hole and proceeded to move it back and forth, which made a higher-pitched whistling sound. With only a couple minutes to go until 5 o'clock, I figured I would ask if she needed help finding anything. She very quickly let me know that I had air blowing out of my wall through a small hole. I was elated that she had found it. Keeping it a secret is difficult, so I was thrilled that I could finally talk about it with someone. Over the course of the next 30-ish minutes, we chatted and she shared what was going through her mind when she became aware of it. Initially, confusion, but then she said there was a calming feeling and was so focused on the sound that she had forgotten why she was in my store in the first place, which made me chuckle. She had a completely different interpretation of the piece than others have, which was something I hadn't expected. She compared it to an old window in her grandparents' house that mimicked the sound and feeling of the piece in my store. It was an old house, so the windows must have been a bit drafty. Her stories were very reminiscent and made me think of my own childhood and how this art piece aligned.